Imagine waking up tomorrow to a bank notification saying your monthly pension just increased by a whopping $1,800. Your retirement dreams of traveling the world, renovating your home to your dream specifications, or helping your kids and grandkids pay off debts, buy a home, or fund their education could suddenly become an affordable reality. Well, that far-fetched pipe dream may actually be coming true for millions of Canadian seniors if the latest rumored changes to the old age security pension go through as currently proposed. Can you picture living your retirement years with that kind of financial freedom and security after decades of hard work? Or does the thought of such a massive increase to an already expensive government program make you skeptical and concerned about the implications? No matter which side of the fence you're on, this potential OAS increase of $1,800 per month would dramatically reshape retirement finances and lifestyles for seniors across this country in a way we've never seen before. Hey seniors money fans, Michael here with a video that could change the retirement landscape for seniors across Canada in an absolutely massive way if it comes to fruition. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm on a mission to help retirees and soon-to-be retirees navigate the often confusing world of retirement with confidence. My goal is to simplify complex financial topics and ensure you're taking full advantage of your senior benefits, income streams, tax optimization strategies, and more to make your golden years as truly golden as possible. So for today's episode, we're diving deep into these rumored and borderline shocking changes to the old age security pension program that could potentially put an extra $1,800 per month in the pockets of all Canadian seniors receiving OAS payments, regardless of their income levels. To say these proposed changes would be a game changer for retirees is a massive understatement. An extra $1,800 per month or over $21,000 per year in income could completely alter the retirement landscape and make dreams like touring Europe, purchasing a vacation property, or becoming a philanthropist accessible to millions who previously thought those visions were unaffordable pipe dreams. On the flip side, such a costly government expenditure could have catastrophic economic impacts and rightly faces backlash from critics who view it as excessive overreach and unsustainable spending that could exacerbate inflation and cripple government finances for decades. No matter where you stand, this is clearly a hugely impactful and polarizing proposal worthy of an in-depth analysis. So let's start breaking down all the key details, implications, and perspectives around this potential new $1,800 per month OAS payment. We'll look at the current OAS program, dissect how these rumored changes could work, explore the projected impacts, confront the critics and controversies, and ultimately, help you determine how this could reshape your personal retirement outlook and financial plan. Background on the current OAS program. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of the rumored $1,800 OAS increase, it's important we level set and ensure everyone has a solid understanding of what the Old Age Security Pension Program is and how it currently works. The Old Age Security Program, or OAS for short, is one of the pillars of Canada's public retirement income system. It was established back in 1952 to provide a foundation of financial security for Canadian seniors and help them afford basic living expenses during their retirement years. OAS, along with the Canada Pension Plan, or Quebec Pension Plan for residents of Quebec, and any employer pensions or personal savings vehicles like RRSPs, make up the three main components designed to collectively fund a comfortable retirement for Canadians. So how does the current OAS pension work? Here are some of the key details. To qualify for OAS pension payments, you must be at least 65 years old and be either a Canadian citizen or legal resident who meets certain residency requirements based on how long you've lived in Canada. After age 18, the longer you've lived in Canada, the larger percentage of the full OAS payment you'll receive. Income testing and clawbacks. The full OAS amount is only received by lower-income retirees under a certain income threshold. Once your individual income kicks over a set level, around $81,000 for 2023, the government starts clawing back your OAS payments at a rate of 15 cents per dollar of income over that threshold. Those with extremely high incomes over around $140,000 per year will see their OAS payments eliminated entirely through these income-tested clawback provisions. Current OAS payment amounts. For the most recent 2023 quarterly period, the maximum OAS payment for lower-income seniors is $687.56 per month, or $8,250.72 per year for those eligible for the full amount. This payment rate is reviewed and increased quarterly based on inflation and cost of living adjustments. Between the two primary government retirement income programs, a senior could theoretically receive up to $45,000 per year with these OAS changes before any other income sources. Absolutely wild. Let's visualize how this $1,800 increase could impact the typical retiree's monthly income. Current max OAS payment equals $687.56 per month. Rumored increase of equals plus $1,800 per month. New max OAS payment equals $2,487.56 per month, $29,850.72 per year. That's an increase of over 260% to the currently legislated full OAS amount for those receiving the maximum rate based on their income levels and residency history. Beyond the shockingly large increase, what makes this proposal even more unprecedented is how it would apply universally to all OAS recipients, regardless of income levels. So unlike the current program where high-income seniors above $81,000 see their benefits reduced through the OAS recovery tax, or clawback as it's commonly called, this new $1,800 monthly boost would go out to millionaires and lower-income folks alike according to the leaks. High-income seniors being spared from clawbacks on such a massive sum would be a pretty huge departure from Canada's existing philosophy around income testing government benefits to avoid providing excessive handouts to the wealthy. But hey, maybe allowing high earners to double dip and keep their full OAS payments helps make this costly proposal more palatable from a tax revenue perspective. We'll have to see. Potential funding sources. Speaking of paying for this massive increase, how exactly would such an ambitious change get funded considering it would likely cost the government well over $50 billion per year in additional expenditures? Well, according to those same leaked documents, a few different proposals have apparently been evaluated to fund this OAS increase windfall. Beyond just the fiscal impacts, many economists are sounding the alarm about the inflationary impacts of putting that much purchasing power into the hands of Canadian consumers all at once. With an extra $1,800 per month, the fear is that seniors will instantly start spending more on goods, services, travel, etc. This sudden jolt in consumer demand could outpace supply and productive capabilities, putting further upward pressure on inflation that has already been running at 40-year highs. As the Canadian Centre for Economic Analysis stated, flooding the economy with tens of billions in new consumer spending power is like throwing gasoline on the inflation fire. We'll be lucky if it doesn't cause hyperinflation and a complete debasement of our currency. Dependency and savings critiques. Another major philosophical argument from critics is that further increasing already generous government pension benefits could breed too much dependency on public income sources and disincentivize Canadians from actually saving and providing for their own retirement through personal assets and investments. The National Institute on Aging warns, an OAS increase this large could completely disincentivize personal savings and financial responsibility. Canadians may simply assume the government will provide for them in retirement and make zero efforts to build a retirement nest egg. Employer pensions be damned. The Canadian Institute of Actuaries echoed those concerns about problematic incentives. Retirees with lower income and little savings would have next to no incentive to save or draw down their assets slowly under this model. We could then see more retirees deliberately burning through their nest eggs to qualify for OAS/GS, burdening the taxpayer even further down the road. Fairness and wealth distribution arguments. Then you have the fairness and wealth distribution critics who take serious issue with doling out massive sums of money to wealthy retirees in addition to lower-income individuals that these programs are ostensibly designed to help. A recent study out of UBC found that lower-income families are increasingly relying on retirement income from grandparents to help fund living expenses like housing, childcare, groceries, and education. For many multi-generational households, grandparent income is crucial to keeping them afloat and out of poverty. Under this view, every extra dollar flowing through to low and modest income retirees has an amplified downstream impact on the financial well-being of their entire family unit and improves social mobility. As the finance minister stated, this policy isn't just about supporting seniors, but about revitalizing and empowering entire families and communities in one of the most impactful ways possible, by putting money directly into the pockets of our most vulnerable. We all benefit from stronger families and less household poverty across multiple generations. Additionally, those same retirees can now better support family members through childcare, tutoring costs, loan repayment assistance, and other demands that free up disposable income for younger working-class families to redirect into GDP-driving economic consumption and activity. So while lav in the short term, supporters argue the multiplier effect of this kind of broad consumption injection into the economy generates significant longer-term growth, job creation, and economic expansion that outweigh short-term pricing impacts. International precedents. Another line of defense from the government is that lavish elderly benefit programs aren't actually that uncommon or radical from a global perspective. Point to examples like Norway's old age pension system, which guarantees all seniors over the age of 67 annual retirement income of over $50,000 USD per year, indexed to wage growth, regardless of whether they ever worked or paid into the system. Australia's age pension program that provides single retirees with over $30,000 AUD per year in income and has made the nation's poverty rate for seniors one of the lowest in the world. Germany and Denmark both have effective minimum pension guarantees that have nearly eliminated senior poverty within their borders over the past 2 decades. So in the government's eyes, many of our closest allied nations are already leading the way in prioritizing retirement income support and seniors' financial security as part of their social safety net philosophies and priorities. Realigning with the original vision. Finally, liberal policymakers may argue that this OAS expansion is simply realigning the program's priorities with its original lofty vision and goals back when it was launched in the 1950s. At its inception, the OAS pension was intended to comprehensively fund a reasonably affordable lifestyle and existence in retirement for all seniors, not simply be a small income top-up. The $40 per month maximum payment back then represented over 25% of the average industrial wage. So an argument could be made that by dramatically boosting OAS once again to more closely represent 25 to 30% of the average Canadian income of around $60,000, which $1,800/month equates to, this new policy is simply a philosophical reset and return to the original social insurance principle of providing meaningful retirement income adequacy to all seniors based on contemporary income levels and costs of living. Potential policy adjustments. Now, to be perfectly clear, while those are likely some of the arguments the Liberal government would lean on to try justify a move this ambitious, I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate here. Now, to be perfectly clear, while those are likely some of the arguments the Liberal government would lean on to try justify a move this ambitious, I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate here. I'm not inherently agreeing or disagreeing with the overall merits, and I do think there's validity to many of the criticisms around costs, inflation risks, disincentivizing savings, and fairness concerns. Realistically, if any OAS increase does get approved, I could envision a scaled-back and more fiscally sustainable version happening instead. Perhaps they implement a smaller increase of $600, $800 per month to the maximum OAS amount. Or maybe they keep the $1,800 increase but make it fully income tested so higher income seniors are still subject to clawbacks over a certain threshold. At the end of the day, there's no perfect solution that addresses every concern. Trade-offs have to be made when it comes to massive expensive policies like this. The government will have to weigh which priorities and potential impacts they're willing to accept versus which ones are unacceptable risks. That's why it's critical we all stay informed on this developing issue and voice our perspectives to our elected officials about what we feel is best for the financial security and well-being of Canadian seniors and the nation as a whole. What do you folks think about the possibility of a large OAS payment increase and how it could impact you and your retirement? Would you support it, or are you more skeptical of the costs and potential downsides? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let's discuss further. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any future updates as more details emerge around if and how the government plans to proceed with adjusting the old age security system. Thanks for watching this extra-length video from the Seniors Money channel. I'll be back again soon with more insider analysis and number crunching to help maximize your retirement finances and make informed decisions. Cheers.